Hey everybody, here's Professor once more, and today we are on Bootcamp Day 3. In this video, we are going to be going through the EMAs, and we are going to be talking about support, resistance, trend lines, and all these stuffs. We have done in the previous video, we have analyzed and tried to predict the direction of the market, combining market structure and RSI structure. In Bootcamp Day 2, we tried to look at key points on the RSI that could be important for us to identify key levels on the market, or in other words, when the market might most likely retrace. That is what we did in Bootcamp Day 2. That means we analyzed that, for example, on Euro USD 1 minute time frame, very bad example, we noticed this key point on the RSI as a point the RSI rejected quite often. So most likely, this market, as it bought from here and came down, it started coming down. most likely when the RSI reaches this level, it would most likely reject, given where the market looks like, or given where the market price is. And when it got here, consolidated here a little, shown here, and it rejected. Went up, came down again, and got to this level, right? Almost the same level, came back a little bit down. Here, came back a little bit down, point of rejection, interesting level of rejection. This is what we did on Bootcamp Day 2, sorry. And we also learned in Bootcamp Day 1, trying to connect these higher lows and combining them with the almighty rejections on the RSI, in this case, for example, this one and this one, saying that the market is going up. The RSI is actually dropping because we had let me just show this, because we had, this would be better because we had this movement up here, but the RSI left here and came down here, sorry. That is a bad one. Let's me use this one. This is just a short recap from Bootcamp Day 2. And we had this, right? This we can delete and we use this. This is doing today. So we notice the structure, market going up, RSI dropping, equals to strong buy. We had a buy on the 1 minute time frame. The same story here as we talked about earlier on. Market going up, RSI consolidating, indicating the buy. We got the buy. Right now, this is one more thing. Market going up slightly up, RSI going slightly up. Let me just put it here. Keep this in mind. This is going to be actually advanced, this kind of situations. So I'm just going to avoid this. What you want to do is you want to look for good setups where you actually have the market having a good buy. I mean, you want to have a good, a very high degree. I don't know the English word for Winkel in German. Is it degree? You want to have something much, not something like this. If this is, sorry, you don't want to have something like this, right? You don't want to have something like this. Market left here and went up here is not so good. We want market to actually really move up. That will be good, right? That being said, let us begin with Bootcamp Day 3. We're going to be talking here about support resistance, how we find them, trend lines, how we place them, and how strong are they. We are not going to be using, or I do not use, the old-fashioned trend lines in this manner, connecting the lows and highs in that direction, in that manner, or doing something like this, or doing something like this, right? Trying to look for a range here or doing something like this, you see most people doing this, right? And saying, oh, the market went up here, would most likely bounce on this trend line, came up, bounce on this trend line. That is good and fine. Or connecting this high somehow like this. You know, we're not going to be doing this. Instead, we are going to be using what I use and what I call going to be using the exponential moving averages. To do that, let me just remove this one. To do that, I'm going to go here on indicators and strategy. I'm going to write EMA, click here on the technicals, moving average exponential. You're going to have something like this. By default, I think it's going to be 9. I'm going to click on settings, go to style, change the color to yellow, just make it visible for you guys, and input, this is 9 by default. I'm going to start with 1, just to demonstrate what I want to demonstrate. Now look at this. The exponential moving average length 1 connects every close price of the market. You see, as the market is moving up and down, it updates in real time every second. If I remove the candles and put a line chart, you would notice that it is equivalent to the exponential moving average length 1. If I put back the candles, you see it. If I remove the EMA, you have this. And if I put the chart to be a line chart, you're going to have this, right? And now let me just put the EMA on this. And you're not going to see it because the EMA is behind the chart. And I'm just going to put this to be this. You see it's the same. So the EMAs connect the closing prices. There is a formula. Let's keep it simple for you guys. You don't need to go into the maths. So keep it simple for you. The EMA length 1 connects every single price, as you see. If I go to EMA 2, I'm just going to put a few EMAs on my chart, right? EMAs, just put a few to demonstrate something, and I'm going to modify them. This is going to be 2. I don't know if the blue is okay for you guys to see. The next one is going to be 3, right? I'm just going to leave it at that color, whatever. Next one is going to be 4. Next one is going to be 5. And 6. Okay. I have an idea. I'm going to change the colors. Okay, it's different. The colors are different. You see that it fades, right? Okay, the yellow, blue going to almost purple. So you see that this is EMA 1, the first one, this one here, over here. And this is EMA 2, this is EMA 3, EMA 4, EMA 5, EMA 6. You see that the higher the EMA, you have, the more the EMA moves away from the candles, right? The higher the EMA, just look at it here, you see this beautiful fade, right? This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It follows the price. The higher the EMA, the more it moves away from price, right? Or the slower it follows price. Let's put it that way. This is 1, this is 2, this is 3, this is 4, this is 5, and so on and so forth. Now, let me modify some of them to demonstrate my point I'm trying to make. Let me put 10. We are going to notice 10 has changed. This is 10. You can see that 10 is clearly the one which is further away from the market, right? Let me go to 4 and modify 4 to 50. 50, you see. This time around, it is further away. Let's go to 5 and modify 5 to, let's say something higher, 200. There you go. This is a 200. There you go. Let's go to 6. No, we don't want the, let's go to 6, modify 6 maybe to 400. Okay, this is 400 right now. So we can see that the higher the EMA, the further away it moves from the market. And that being said, what does that mean? What does that mean? So it means that if you look at this market and we just adjust, let me just adjust some EMAs to something that could make sense, right? Let me adjust 1. There's absolutely no reason to use EMA value 1. Let's adjust to 150. Some of the EMAs I use, let's take 2 and put 2. So we have 200 already. We have 400, we have 400, we have 800, right? So let's go to a reasonable time frame. Maybe it is USD1. We see that looking at this different time frame, you see that this is a trend line, right? Some people might draw this trend line, you see, or even this one right here. Okay, let me see. Okay, this is a good one. So what I want you people to understand right now is that I use the EMAs as my trend lines, as my support, and as my resistance. Keep in mind, the lower the EMA, the weaker it is. The higher the EMA, the stronger it is. Why do I say so? You remember that the EMA value 1, the length 1, was just moving along with price. And price is just going up, down, up, down, up, down. It moves along, goes up, crosses it and everything. And when you keep increasing the strength or the length of that EMA, we notice that it takes a while before market gets there, right? And let me now modify these colors. Let me just put this one to be aqua. Somehow aqua here. This is the 50 EMA. So keep in mind that this is a very poor chart. Okay, this is one. So you notice that in this case, gold had a beautiful uptrend and it went up and came down and kept bouncing on this EMA. You see, bounce, went up, bounce, went up, bounce, came, had some little problem bouncing on it, disrespected it, and went up, but kept respecting it. You see, this is what I use for my trend lines, because I know that this EMA here, which is closer to the candles, is weaker than this EMA here. Therefore, when market comes, keep that in mind, when market comes and hits a certain EMA, you know that this trend line here is weaker than this. That is what you should understand by the EMA, nothing more. How to use them and how to inculcate them into our analysis, into executing trade is going to come in the next video. So keep in mind that the bigger the EMA, the stronger that support is. The smaller the EMA, the weaker that support is, or resistance, or trend line. That being said, I hope everything is understandable. I hope you understood, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Let's look at this last example before we leave. You see how the market fell and started retracing, disrespected this one, disrespected this one, disrespected this one, and finally it came to this EMA right here. I think this should be the 800. Let me 400, no 800, right? Exactly. Let me put this exactly. This is the 800. You see, it came, defeated all 400, even the 400, but when it got to the 800, it took it. So this was a very beautiful resistance to this market price. So when market is moving up, you're looking at these EMAs. These EMAs are acting like resistance to this market, right? Right now, at this point in time, gold is playing here around. This is the first resistance. This is the second resistance, third, fourth, fifth. Looking at these EMAs that we're using, if you put different EMAs with different length, they are definitely going to be in different places, right? To show you now, this is what we do. This is what we use. We're going to remove all these EMAs and add the one you can use, which is free. If you go on indicators and strategies and you write DeiLux, you should find this on a community script. It's free for everyone. When you click on it, you should get it on your chart. This is it. You're going to have a collection of this. This is exactly what you should be seeing. It comes with signals even. It comes with signals. That being said, sorry guys, I just had to kill a bee. Not kill a bee, but I had to let him go out of the window. It was disturbing. So once you've done that, you should have all these EMAs with these same colors on your chart. Ignore the signals for the main time, but you can see that at this current time, as far as we are concerned, as far as I am concerned, these are the important resistance levels you should be looking at, right? Meanwhile, this is the strongest. Then we have this, then we have this, we have this, we have this with this, and so on and so forth. That being said, this is all to the EMAs you should know at this current time. See you in the next video.